Fortnite's competitive scene dates all the way back to 2018. In those days, you'd find iconic duos such as Tfue and Cloakzy, Vinny and Zexro, and Zayt and Saf, but which duos stuck together the longest in Fortnite history? Longevity and Fortnite don't typically go hand in hand. Trios and duos rarely stick together unless they find consistent success and dominance. Even then, sometimes teams split, whether it be because of bad vibes or the meta. For this research project, I scoured through every competitive Fortnite database in existence, including the competitive Fortnite Esports Wiki and Fortnite Tracker. This allowed me to look at various duos and calculate how long they remained a team. There are some rules here that are worth clarifying before we move forward. Rule number 1 is that the tag duo applies to any time a pair of players consistently played together for a lengthy period. That essentially means that if they were in trios together and if they were in duos together, that counts as them being together as one cohesive team. Rule number 2 expands a bit on rule number 1, and that is that I'm not excluding trios from this equation. In other words, if a duo stuck together and played through various trio FNCS tournaments, I factored that time into the total duration of their partnership. Rule number 3 is that in some cases, duos would split and then reunite after some time. For example, Mr. Savage and Benji Fishy way back in Season X. To address this, I've added the total time of their 2 stints as a duo to make one round number. If that formula is confusing, just stick with me and hopefully it'll make sense as we go. Without any further delay, these are the longest running duos in Fortnite history. Let's start with 2 OG Fortnite players, Tfue and Cloakzy.
It's Tfue and Cloakzy!
The former FaZe Clan duo played their first event together on May 18th, 2018, for the second ever Friday Fortnite event, where they took 4th overall. They stuck together through the Fortnite World Cup until Cloakzy stopped competing on December 8th, 2019. That puts their partnership at roughly 569 days. Mr. Savage and Benji Fishy are among the most recognizable and beloved duos to ever play Fortnite. They accomplished a lot, which explains why they consistently team together. Their first documented tournament as a duo occurred on February 24th, 2019. They'd continued teaming together through the Fortnite World Cup before Benji left to play with Mongrel and Mitro. Savage and Benji reunited on May 14th, 2020, and would stick together until Benji retired, with his last tournament happening on May 29th, 2022. After considering their 2 separate stints as a duo, these 2 remained teammates for 898 days. Next up, we have the French-Canadian duo of Pamstu and Fatch. Longtime Fortnite fans might not be aware, but these 2 have arguably the longest tenure of any duo that is still active today. Their first official tournament was in Chapter 2, Season 6 for the FaZe Clan Elite Cup that happened on April 11th, 2021. Since then, they've competed together in every single FNCS, whether it be trios or duos. Considering they are actively playing tournaments together and just qualified for the FNCS Global Championship, we'll put their partnership at 915 days. Next up is Zayt and Saf, unquestionably the most dominant duo in Chapters 1 and 2. The 2 had been playing tournaments together since the Summer Skirmish, July 27th, 2018 to be exact. Seemingly nothing could stop these 2. They understood the game better than everyone else and won multiple tournaments. Zayt and Saf remained a consistent duo until March 14th, 2021. The 2 stuck it out through duos, trios, and squads, and eventually retired from Fortnite in 2021. That puts their partnership at roughly 961 days. Knight and Rogue Shark are up next, and this team oozed loyalty throughout their Fortnite tenure. The 2 formed a team on August 18th, 2019 for FNCS Season X. Although they split for FNCS squads in Chapter 2 Season 1, that was the last time they would ever part ways. Knight and Rogue Shark stuck together through various game modes before Knight played his last tournament on July 30th, 2022. In total, Knight and Rogue Shark were a duo for 988 days. You might be wondering, who could have stuck together for longer than 988 days? Do you think you have the answer? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're at it, drop a like if you're enjoying this content. Before we get to number 1, I want to pay respect to Cammy and Seti as an honorable mention. Although they had been teaming together since December 2020, they had different duo partners until April 6, 2022. They have now been teaming together for 557 days and have accomplished more than any player could imagine. Now let's get to number 1. No Fortnite duo remained a team longer than Mega and Dubs. This FaZe Clan duo burst onto the scene in 2019 ahead of the Fortnite World Cup. Their first known tournament together happened on March 17, 2019. Mega and Dubs remained a team for the next 3 years regardless of the format, achieving quite a lot along the way. However, they would ultimately split on May 29, 2022. While they still compete here and there, Dubs and Mega's last tournament together was the Chapter 3 Season 2 FNCS Finals. Dubs and Mega topped the list with a partnership of 1,169 days. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and let me know which all-time duo is your favorite in the comment section below.